All right, if you guys know me or you're familiar with my channel at all, then you know that I am the guy that's been recording vocals in FL Studio for almost 8 years now. But in this video, we're switching it up and we're doing something a little bit different. We're gonna be recording, mixing, and making a vocal preset in one of the most popular and most powerful DAWs that I know. Logic Pro X. Now, Logic Pro X is known for being one of the most popular and powerful DAWs for recording vocals. I've done a couple videos in it before, but in this one, it's not really going to be based off a preset. I'm just going to be showing you guys everything for free, how to make a preset in Logic X Pro that you can pretty much use in any genre of music, using pretty much all stock plugins. Now, if you guys are new here and you don't know me, my name is Quinton Bob, and I run a website with the most popular and some of the best vocal presets on the internet. And if you guys ever need vocal presets, that link is not too far away. Just check down in the description below, right underneath that like button. I also just started one of the best producer collectives on the internet, so if you want to join that and learn how to mix and become a professional producer and actually make money from your music career, check the link down in the description below and come join the producer paradise. But I don't want to hold you guys too long. Let's actually jump into Logic and start making this preset, like I said, for free. This is going to be one of the best presets you guys have ever seen in Logic Pro X. All right, so here we are in Logic. I just have a few basic audio inputs pulled up right here. One for my mic, just so you guys can actually hear me while we're making the preset, and then another one where we're going to build the preset. But the first thing we got to do is actually pull our beat in. So you're going to go into my Finder where I have my beat, and I'm just going to drag in our beat right here. All right, so now that we got our beat in here, we have to actually set the BPM. So the BPM for this beat is 140. I'm going to include a link down in the description below so you could input your beat. It'll give you the BPM of your beat and also the key. But like I said, I already know it's 140. So we're just going to bring our BPM up in Logic by dragging this upwards to 140. And then what I like to do is just zoom in right here where I can see that first down hit on the beat. And as you can see, if we zoom in enough, it's not actually all the way on time. So what we have to do is go to the beginning of the beat, just bring this forward a bit so you have some room to move it around. And then we're going to zoom in as much as we can and just drag this on to time. Boom. So now we're perfect. And then we got to go back to the beginning here and drag this out. And now our beat is on time. So let's go to the beginning. And then if we throw our metronome on. And then just for organization purposes, I'm going to bring this beat all the way up to the top. I like it there a bit. Now we're going to go to the second channel right here, and we're going to name this main vocal, and we're going to get started on this preset. So first audio effect we're going to grab is going to be auto-tune. Now I said we would be using stock plugins, but I recommend you go out and actually pay for auto-tune. It's probably going to be one of the best investments if you're trying to be an artist. But the reason we're not using the stock version, which you can just go to pitch and go to pitch shifter right here by Logic. You can use that if you wanted to, but the problem I get is I end up getting latency when I try to record live vocals, so I don't like doing that. So I choose to use Auto-Tune Pro. And if you are using Auto-Tune Pro with me, you have to use the low latency mode. I'm going to bring the retune speed all the way up. And the key of my song, like I said, we will have a link down in the description below where you can input your beat and actually get the key out of it, but mine is C major. All right, so the next thing I want to get, and also now you're going to be able to hear my voice with what is coming through the preset. And so you can hear me with the auto-tune. So if I sing, you can see that we can actually hear what's going on. So the next thing we're going to grab is a noise gate. And what a noise gate does is it's going to remove all the background sound, like that little hissing you can hear. If you have headphones on, you could probably hear it right now. But we're going to go to Logic's noise gate under dynamics here. I'm just going to increase this release a bit, and we're going to bring the reduction up a bit. So it's like this. Maybe bring that attack up a tad bit as well. Now we should be pretty much good. All right, so now we're kind of getting rid of all that background noise. And now the next thing we need to add is an EQ. And you can add an EQ just by clicking the EQ right here. All right, then inside of Logic's EQ, I'm going to go to the presets here, and we're going to actually adjust this later, but I like just starting with a preset because it helps you out a bit. So I'm just going to go to, let's go with clear vocals. And we'll keep this on for now. All right, now we're going to grab our first compressor. And what a compressor does, the very basic way to explain it, is it's going to take the loud parts of your vocal and quiet those down, so your vocal is a much more like mixed and one level sounding vocal. So we're going to dynamics, and we're going to grab compressor, and we're just going to go to mono. And now this probably looks like a lot, but trust me, it's going to be easy. So again, we're just going to be using a preset. We're going to start out with the preset and adjust later. So if you go to voice here, you can see there's a bunch of different vocals here. What I like to use for the first compressor is a studio vocal. So we're just going to click that. Boom. So now we got a little bit of compression going on. And we want to make sure that we're getting about -5 decibels of gain reduction. And we pretty much are, so I like that. I'm also going to bring this ratio up. All right, and then I'm also bringing our release up to make it a bit quicker. This is better for rap vocals. Now I'm going to bring this threshold down a bit. So it's getting activated a bit more. And I'm going to bring up that makeup a bit. Yeah. I don't want to play like that. I don't want to play like this. No way. All right, and the next thing we're going to add here is we're going to go to the EQ section right here, Vintage EQ Collection, and we're going to grab Vintage Tube EQ. And again, to keep this simple, like we could always go back and adjust these later, but I like just using Logic's main presets here because they have a lot of good ones. So we're just going to go to Rap Vocal. And this actually sounds pretty good already right off the bat. I'm going to bring up this drive a bit. Yeah, Look at how all I talk. Listen to the way that I talk. I might actually bring this low attenuation up a bit. Yeah. I was always trying to be like that. Now, a super common technique in vocal mixing is compressor stacking. So we're going to grab another compressor. Really just smash that vocal. We're going to go to mono again. We're going to go to the vintage FET compressor this time. And we're just going to pretty much keep this the same. I'm going to bring that release up. Actually, we're just going to keep it pretty much just like this, but maybe bring that threshold up a bit. So we actually get some stuff going on here. Yeah. All right, I like where that's at. Pretty good so far. But what I'm noticing right now with all these compressors and EQs, we're getting a lot of sibilance, which is that S sound, and it sounds very, very harsh. So what we're going to do is grab a de-esser to remove that harshness. So you just go to Dynamics, and we'll grab a de-esser 2. And let's see. We don't really have to even mess with this at all. It's pretty much doing exactly what I want it to do. Yes. Yeah, this is how it is. All right, that's pretty much it for the main part of the vocal. Now I want to add like a little bit of ear candy, and we could do that through reverb, delay, and some modulation. So we're going to go to modulation right here, and we're going to grab a chorus for the first thing, and we're going to go to the mono to stereo. And right off the bat, it's going to be too much, so we're going to turn the mix down. Boom. And now let's add some reverb and stuff. So the way you do reverb in Logic is you go to the send right here, and this is going to be a bus. And basically what that does is it sends another signal to another track, where you're going to put 100% reverb on that other track and slightly mix in that other track. So we're just going to click bus 1 up here. And now this is where your bus 1 is right here. You can see this is bus 1, and you control the amount right here. And if we bring that up, you can hear it just sounds like it got louder because that's pretty much exactly what we did. So let's turn that back down, and let's go and grab Space Designer by Logic. So we're going to grab reverb right here, Space Designer, stereo. And let's just mess around with some random presets here. Let's go to medium spaces. I like using a nice plate reverb, and let's just go with blue plate. That sounds pretty cool to me. And then let's slowly bring in some reverb. Yeah, this is my life now. Yeah. Oh. Why was I gone and I was on the road? Why was she gone and she was all I know? I tried my whole life to hold it down. She tried her whole life to hold me back. I don't know what I want, but I want you. I was so gone and now you took me. Ooh, where the fuck I'm at now? I was feeling blue when I was with you, now I'm gone. Alright, that's sounding good. I like that a lot, actually. I think our vocal's a little too loud. We'll adjust that later, though. Let's get some delay going. It sounds like a lot of reverb when the beat's not going, but it ties well together. Alright, and a nice simple delay we can use is we're just going to go grab, under delays here, grab echo. Let's just bring this to 1/4. Yeah. Just bring the feedback down. Yeah. And then what we can do is, I like adding a little bit of reverb to my delay. So we're going to add a Space Designer. Yeah. Something about you, alright. There's something about you, alright. There's something about you, alright. Yeah. Alright, all night long. All night long. It was alright until you came inside the picture and you fucked it up. Yeah, she went and fucked it up. Yeah, she went and fucked it up on me. Yeah, she up on me. I was always gone. Now we're pretty much ready to record. So what I like to do is just duplicate this vocal over, and then you could punch in with each one of these tracks. So we'll go to the top track right now, and we're just gonna click, I believe, just R on your keyboard to record. Let's record. And we'll also make an ad-lib track after this, but let's see if we can get the sound going. Oh, whoa. Why is it like that when you're with me now? Why is it like that Okay, so I liked a little bit of that. Let's take some of that out. Let's listen.
She just went and fucked it up. She fucked it up again. I was all alone. She just went and fucked it up. She fucked it up again. I was trying to live. I was living in a sin.
That kind of works, I guess. All right, and then so like I said, to punch in, you just switch in between these tracks and just punch in on the top one, then the bottom one, you know? Actually, I'm duplicating this over again, so we have a third to punch in.
It up again. I was trying to live. I was living in a sin. She fucked it all up. It ain't never gonna work out. She pulling up on, just to get in. Living in a sin. She fucked it all up. It ain't never gonna work out. She pulling up on us, trying to see if she can talk now.
There we go. All right, obviously I would go through and adjust some of those because the auto-tune I didn't exactly sing correctly in key. But let's go ahead and just make an ad-lib track. And I want to show you guys how easy it is to make an ad-lib track. So just click your main vocal, Command D. Boom. We're going to name this ad-libs. On this ad-lib track, we're going to go to the chorus. We're just going to bring this chorus up. Yeah. We're going to add another EQ. So we're going to go to the EQ down here, and we're going to go to, I believe it's channel EQ, stereo. All right, and then we're just going to the megaphone EQ here, and then we'll just see if these ad-libs actually work. Let's go. Yeah, she's the one that fucked it up. Yeah, oh. Yep, this works.
Yeah, oh, whoa. Why is it like that when you with me now? Why is it like that when you with me now? Why do you cry when you don't frown? She just went and fucked it up. She fucked it up again. I was trying to live. I was living in a sin. She fucked it all up. It ain't never gonna work out. She pulling up on us, trying to see if she can talk now.
All right, yeah, so that's basically it. That's how you would make a little vocal preset in Logic Pro X with some stock plugins here. This is super simple, but it sounds super good. And obviously, this is adjustable to any type of music that you're making. And if you guys don't know me or you aren't familiar with the channel, what I like to do here is I'll freestyle on the end of the track. So we're going to listen to it, and then we're going to end the video with a little freestyle. So I'm going to duplicate the main vocal over again. Yeah, and we'll just freestyle. So let's start recording, see if we can do this in one take. Yeah, she went and fucked it up.
Box you out like this, I won't tell you what it is. These is pink diamonds on wrist, bitch, yeah. I drive around in a Mercedes-Benz hatch. It's a hatchback in this bitch and I got back. I just spent my money on drugs, spent my money on her. She don't want it all though. Ooh, I was used to nothing when I'm on her. I was always on it when I'm on her. On and off forever like it's all. On and off forever, we go on and off forever. We might on and off forever, we go on and off forever. When I wrote this bitch a love letter, yeah. She just went and fucked it up. She fucked it up again. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back in the next one, but I'll see you for now. Let's get it.